Superman is one of the oldest comic book characters in the world, comic book superheroes in the world. And also, in many cases, one of the most divisive. Being accused of being out of time, out of touch, and unrelatable to today's society. But is the last son of Krypton truly unrelatable? I'm John Tolly, and this is a Nerdy Observation. So one of the biggest criticism leveled on Kal-El is the fact that he's too overpowered. How can we mere mortals relate to what's basically a god? The question is simple. The answer is simple. You don't focus on what Superman can do. We know what he can do. He's Superman. You focus on who he is at the core. Superman at his core is basically just a guy trying to do the right thing. And that's something that I think most people can relate to, because that's what most people are trying to do. They're trying to go through life trying to do the right thing. So in that instance, Superman is something we can look up to, something that we can aspire to be. Superman always does the right thing. And yes, that's not really believable. Everyone makes mistakes. But we need that thing to look to, that ideal of, I can aspire to be like that. On the flip side, there's other things you can look at from personal standpoints. Superman is an immigrant. And in today's society, especially with what's going on currently, that's another thing that people can latch on to. Superman immigrated to Earth, specifically to the United States, and made that his adopted home. Adoption, another thing. As personally someone who's adopted, that's one aspect of Superman I can latch on to. He was adopted. He came and was raised by parents that weren't his birth parents, who loved him and cared for him just as if he was their own son. Like as I said, as someone who's personally an adopted person, that is something that of the Superman character that really resonates with me. And everyone's gone through this. No matter what Superman does, no matter how much he tries to become Clark Kent, that is the mask. He knows deep in his heart he will never be one of them. He will never truly fit in. He'll always be different. He'll always be a bit odd. And honestly, who in the world hasn't gone through that? Hasn't had that feeling of, no matter what I do, no matter what I try, I know I will never fit in. And Superman can be a way to show those people that have those feelings how to deal with it, by looking at how Supes deals with it, how Supes just deals with these everyday problems of knowing he'll never fit in, knowing he'll never be truly human, quotation marks, human. Even though he looks human, he talks English, he knows he'll always be different. And that is something that everyone in the world can relate to. Because everyone feels different. It's some way, shape, or form. It's part of being human. I can't remember the exact quote, but I believe it was in World's Finest that Batman even said that Superman in many ways was the most human of us all. And that's how you have to look at Superman, is someone who is someone to aspire to, someone to... Its whole thing is hope. That's what you need to focus on with Superman. Not the fact that he's faster than a speeding bullet, that he can fly, that he can basically bench press the earth. That's irrelevant when it comes to Superman. I mean, it's not irrelevant, but in many ways it is. Superman always has been a symbol. And that's how you need to look at Supes. All right. As always, remember to like and subscribe. Also check out all the other shows on my other channel that I work with, called realmofthemist.com. The link will be in the description below. Remember, also like and subscribe to all those videos. Check out my other video on there, War of the Stars, a Star Wars Roundtable podcast, and all the other shows like Breaking the Fourth Wall, and Star Wars Canon Library, That Trans Girl, and Gaming XP, I believe, is the other one. But check out all the shows on there. Again, like and subscribe. And remember, I will see you next time.